Hello, my name is Malik Shaw, and before I get into my story, I want to give y'all the why. Like, God been so good to me all these years, saving me for so much. So the last couple weeks, I've been thinking like, God, like you gave me everything I already wanted. You gave me everything I prayed for. So it's time for me to give my life to you and do more. Cause I was just going through a rut, it was like survivor's remorse. Like I couldn't believe like why he keep choosing me. Like I did all these bad things. I did all these evil things. I done robbed, I done stole, I done got people hurt. I done did so much bad, like more bad than good. I know some people that's watching this like, no, Malik, you never did, but it's things that I done that I don't talk about. It's things that I went through that I don't look like I went through, but truth be told, it was a lot of dark times in my life. So I was praying on it, like God, like give me a name for this. I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. And the reason why I've been so passionate about telling my story, because God put a couple people in my lives that dedicate their lives straight to Jesus, like every day. Like, I mean, wake up, go to sleep. From Reverend Timothy Fleming to Rosanna with My Shift Thrive to Pastor Bird. Like, he literally put the right people in my ear where, like, I could feel their anointness and I could just feel the energy of the Spirit step in the room as soon as I walk in anywhere they at. Like, and I just like thrive for that. Like, I'm like, man, one day I just woke up like, I don't care about nothing I want. I don't care about all my needs. Like, I just want to give my life to you. So it just came to me like, tell your story, like tell your story. So that's like the why I'm doing this. But before I get to like when God came to my life, I want to give you a few background about my life. I was the only boy of 5, raised by a mother. You know, back in the day, she struggled with drug addiction, but she overcame it, showed up power. She always believed in God, she always had statues of Jesus and the Virgin Mary. She always had her beads. She was a Puerto Rican woman, but super religious. My father, named Abraham Job, he was a Muslim, diehard Muslim. Like, you couldn't tell him nothing about the Quran. Like, so I was brought up in faith. I just never had my connection. I just never had my relationship. Like, but thinking about it now, like, I realized, like, God been with me all along. Starting when I was just like 3, 4, we was living in Queens, and I got an argument with my sister, and she, while I was in the bed laying down, she took a match and threw it under my bed, and my whole room got on fire. And through the grace of God, we got out the house. The whole house burned down. We lost everything, baby pictures, everything. Then I didn't know it was the grace of God and favor that saved my life. But now that I'm 34, I realize like my journey with God started way before I could remember, when I was in the womb. Like when I was born, I came out with chronic asthma where I had to stay in the hospital for my first 6 months of my life. Where my mother didn't know I was gonna die. She was scared, and God like saved me and like brought me through that. So like the first years of my life, I was just suffering from asthma. They was giving me steroids. Like a lot of my pictures, I was thin, then they introduced me to steroids, I got bigger. But these are just like stories of like God grace on my life where he saved me, and it took me to being 34 to realizing it. So growing up, like I would have 4 sisters, they all Puerto Rican. Like I never felt like I know my sisters love me, I know my family love me, but I never felt like I belonged. Like I was dark, they all light. Then when they get mad, they say jokes like, oh, you African booty scratcher. You know how kids is, just, you adopted. Like they just say, like I knew who my father was, so I knew I wasn't adopted. But when you got people you love saying these hurtful things to you, you start like second guessing who you are. And it's to the point where I didn't even tell people I was Puerto Rican. Like I was like, I'm black. Like people ask me, yo, your mother look? No, I'm black. I was just so against it. So it always was an emptiness in my life trying to find who I was. So that would lead me to like the streets and like meeting people that accepted me, like meeting my black friends that showed me they ain't see color. So 9 out of 10 times when you grow up in the hood, you gravitate towards the hood dudes. Like you gravitate towards the dudes that look like you, talk like you. Like in my house, they all light skinned. So we had things in common, but I never felt like I would belong. So I would like go to the streets and meet up with kids, and before it was all fun and game, we'd have fun, play fight, all that. But then eventually it turned into like gangs, street stuff, and I always knew in my heart that that wasn't me. Like I always knew in my heart like that wasn't me. But it's like when you trying to be down and you want to be a part of something, you willing to sacrifice certain parts of you to belong. So like all through my life, I like struggle with that, like just being a follower. From the first time I picked up drugs to the first time I just tried to stab somebody, like just always repeat. But before I get too far, I want to talk about like my innocence being taken away. I remember like being young and I used to run around the city, New York City, like nothing could happen to me. Having the best time of my life. Like you couldn't tell us we was poor, but mind you, we lived in more shelters than we had apartments. Like I grew up in the EAU shelter system. Like I grew up, like a lot of people say I grew up in shelters. Like, but it always was like a journey for me. It was never like the end of the world. Like I always embraced it. Like, okay, and every time we went in the shelter, it brought our family together. But before I get too far, I remember when I was 12 years old, I was leaving my sister's house with my little cousin Kenny. And I had a red North Face, red foam posits. I just got it for Christmas. And I mean, I was so innocent. Like I was just such a good kid. So I get on the train. I take the train. Usually I take the bus at this time of night, but the bus takes like an hour, like 30-minute route, but you get the train in 10 minutes. So me being grown, I listen to my mother. I say, let me get on the train. I get on the train. And instantly I just felt like evilness, like on the train. Like I just felt like someone was watching me. And I look to the right, it's like 6 dudes. Mind you, these dudes is like 17, 18. But they don't know that I'm a big guy. Like I always was a big guy. So I was 12, but I probably looked 15. And I got a $1,000 coat on, $300 phone posits. So I didn't know it then, but like looking at it now, I was like, they was praying though. They're like, oh yeah, we got one. I'm innocent. Like nobody could do no harm in the world. I was just a good, good guy. So I get off the train, and Kenny, he always been alert. He been through a lot more than me, with his parents and stuff. So he was alert. Mind you, he's 3 years younger than me. He like, yo, Malik, they following us. I'm like, for what? I was green. I'm like, for what? Like, I didn't even think like I could get robbed. Like, I didn't even think. So we go into the, I'm like, all right, bet, we gonna act like we live in this building. He like, good idea. I literally fake like I'm going in this building. I walks in the building. We literally stay in this building for an hour. These dudes must have been from that area and know that wasn't my building. So the hour go by, I get out, I'm looking, I'm like, all right, the coast is clear. I look at Kenny, like, we out. I go out, and like 5 dudes just jump behind the car. Yo, come here, shorty, come here. And me, I'm still green. I'm walking towards them like, yo, what's good? Like, what's wrong? They like, let me try on your coat. I'm like, try on my coat? Nah, let me try on your sneakers. I'm like, nah, like you can't. I just got these for Christmas. Mind you, it's snowing outside. It's like 5 days after Christmas. So the dude pulls out a knife. He's like, yo, I'm not gonna ask you again. Let me try on your coat and sneakers. So me, I'm scared. I give him my coat. Then the other dude, like, let me try on your sneakers. I'm like, no. Then he like flinched towards me, and I was so scared. I was so young and like green. Like I just took them off, said, head. Traumatic experience, but it gets worse. Like the dudes take my stuff and run. Mind you, it's snowing blizzard. And I gotta walk like 8 blocks to get to my house. This is before cell phones, this is payphone time. I ain't have no money for no payphone, so I literally had to walk in the cold, barefooted and no coat for 8 blocks. So I get 2 blocks up, it was a Spanish salon. And mind you, like, I never, like, only time I ever seen racism was from Spanish people. Like, it never was, like, a white, like, growing up in the Bronx, that's what you see. But mind you, I'm a little boy, I go to them. I'm like, miss, I got robbed. Can I use your phone? And the lady, like, no, get out, no shoes. Then I'm, like, crying to her, like, And I just, like, it hurt so much because I was like all my life, I was going to Puerto Rico Day Parade, I did all these, but I never felt accepted by them. Like, when my grandfather met me, he told me, well, before that, let me rewind. My grandfather stopped being in my mother's life when she found out she had a black baby. So all my sisters light skinned. So like I remember telling me like, yo, forget my father, he's racist. So when fast forward, I finally meet him. He thought I was my mother's husband. Like he didn't even greet me like as his grandfather. So I always had like a feud towards like being like, I never felt accepted. So I go on the spot, I'm thinking, I'm pleading to this lady like, can you please let me call my mother? I'm only 12. She was like, no, get out. Heartbroken, I'm stressed, I'm crying, like, and I can't believe it. I'm like, so I go to my house. I'm like, I was just mad, fuming with, like, it was like the kid just got taken out of me. And I remember going to my house. And this one to get worse, yo. Because my cousins, it's all gangsters. Why? So I get in the house, I'm like, yo, cuz, yo, they robbed me, yo. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to get nurtured. I'm thinking I'm about to get babied. And it was the complete opposite. It was like, you let them niggas take your coat? You let them take, yo, you soft. And I'm like, they had a knife. Like, I just couldn't believe. I'm thinking I'm about to come to my home and get love. And it was the total opposite. And I never forget that day, because after that day, I always tell people, I became a gangster. Like literally, it was like, I remember I didn't leave the house for 2 weeks after that because I was so traumatized and paranoid. And I remember so vividly. And it's one of the crazy memory because I remember my first day leaving the house, I went to the corner store and brought the biggest knife. And every day since that day, I carry that knife. Because I refused to be a victim. Like the way my family made me feel when I got home and the way the people at the store made me feel, I told myself, like, I would never be a victim. I would never be a victim. Like, that feeling is the worst feeling you can have growing up in the hood. When people you love is looking at you like a punk, when really y'all didn't give me the tools for that. Yeah, you told me to fight back, but like, I'm thinking he had a knife, like, all right, y'all gonna understand, but no, it was like, so when I never left the house for like 2 weeks, like depressed. My mom like, you gotta get out the house. You can't let that get to you. But every time I left the house, I was scared. As if like I was so paranoid, someone got near me, I'm swinging on them. Like I was just paranoid, like, so I carried a knife. And this is where I went down the rabbit hole of trying to be a part of stuff. Because I knew the only protection in the hood is to join gangs. The first gang I ever joined was Valhalla. And I remember how I had to join, yo, and it was so traumatic because it was a kid named, I think his name was Jose, that was like my best friend in middle school. My best friend. And we used to go in the park and like how you get initiated in the gang, you had to jump the person. They pick somebody random, we had to beat them up. Like, that was just a part of life. And I wanted to be a part of it so bad, I was with it. And this how God works though, because we in the park, it's my initiation to get in the gang. And who we see? My best friend. And they like, oh, yo, you want to be down? You got to get him. They don't know him. They don't know I got history with him. But like in my heart, I'm like, I don't want to do this. But I knew I couldn't say no. Like I knew I couldn't say no. So I like following suit with them, like, and just like jumped them. But I always knew I had good in me. Cause we beat this kid so bad, like so bad, I thought we killed him. Like, I went home, I went in the shower and cried for like 2 hours, like cried, like literally cried, like, cause I couldn't believe like I like stooped that level. But like when you do bad things, like most people that do bad things is just to be accepted, like, and it's just to be down. Like you're not born just wanting to hurt. Like it's something that happened to you or somebody caused harm on you that turns you that way. But even though all the bad stuff happened to me, I knew it was wrong. So I'm home crying like, God, why did it save him? Why did it stand up? Why I let them hurt him like that? I go to school the next day, he's not there. Yo, and I never seen that kid again. Never. Like I know he died, but I know nothing like that, but I never seen that again. And that haunted me, but it didn't change me. It haunted me, but it didn't change me. So like through my life, I always I realized I got no brothers. I got only sisters. I need to be a part of something because it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And I'm going forward and backwards just to show how you could be raised the right way. You could be brought up the right way. You could have a Christian mom, a Muslim mom. They could give you all the tools to be the best you. But when bad things happen to you, it changes you. It changes you. And I remember the change in my life where my childhood was taken away. So I get fast forward, I'm still in gangs, I'm from Lyman, so we LBG, we jumping, fighting, smoking weed, drinking. We 14, 15 years old, doing grown man stuff robbing, stealing. And I remember at 14, my first time ever selling drugs. I used to kick trash cans over because that's where the drug dealers would hide their packs at. And my sister, baby father, Steve-O, he was a big time drug dealer. So he told me, yo, anytime you find somebody pack, I'll give you $2 for every $5 bag. So my first hustle was find people packs, literally find their packs. I didn't know I was stealing then, but I knew I wasn't doing something right. So I'm just doing it, finding packs, selling it back to him. Then the last pack I just kept. I said, I'm not giving him 2 when I can make 5. And that's when my life changed. I remember making money oh no. And I felt like it filled the emptiness in my life, but it didn't. I always still had the emptiness, but I thought me making the money, cause I'm fly now, I got $500 jackets, all the girls like me now, all my friends is accepting me more, cause I was the one that could save. So now I'm buying packs and fronting them packs. I'm just becoming the boss. So it was just a cycle of just doing it. So to not to get far from that time of my life, I felt like I was grown. My mom, she didn't really have no idea, but she had an idea, but it was she couldn't do nothing about it because I was too far gone. So, and now I'm gonna get to when I didn't realize it now, but now that I'm saved and a Christian, I realize now God saved me. Cause one time I'm in a chicken spot, it's me, Akbar. Akbar, my friend, got 22 years to life. It's me, Akbar, and Tells, my other man Tells. We in the chicken spot in the hood. I'm arguing with this girl you bum out, just being disrespectful, just being me. We was part of our environment, just being disrespectful. Her boyfriend comes out of nowhere with a gun, cocks it back, put it in my face and shoots, and it don't go off. And the whole time I wasn't scared. I'm with the gangster. That's probably why I was showing off, because Akbar was a known shooter. He known put it in. So I'm trying to flex for big bro, and looking at it now, I know it was God, because when the dude clicked, he looked at the gun he was surprised it didn't go off. So that's the first time where I seen God spare my life. First time. But I didn't know. I'm thinking, yo, your old gun, you bum, you got that old gun. I'm thinking I'm making all excuses. That nigga soft, he ran out, we chased it, it's long story short. But second time I realized God was in my life. My mother was married to a man named Leroy Johnson. Mind you, this dude was a big time blood, well respected. I could be on the south side of the Bronx, north side, east side. I mentioned his name was Homicide. He was known for killing people. I mention his name, I'm good. But he was married to my mother for years. And I used to call him my father when I was young, because my father, when my mother broke up with my father, he didn't want to deal with us unless my mother was with him. So I never respected my father. He valued my mother more than me. I get it, my mother green eyes, blonde hair, Puerto Rican, he's from Africa. So I understand now, I give him grace, but then I hated him. So when my mother got married to bro, we called him bro, I looked at him as a father figure. I called him dad. We built that relationship, it was perfect. But he gets locked up when I was 9 for 5 years for a crime. I don't know the crime was. He get locked up for 5 years. So he go 5 years, he out of my life. Mind you, during this time, I get robbed. All these bad stuff happened to me. I'm becoming a man. I just be by myself. I got nobody. I got cousins, but they living their own life, they older. So he comes back out of jail and he expect us to be the same. Like he expect me to call him dad. Mind you, like, bro, I'm not calling you dad. You're not my father. It was just like, I understand why he was hurt. Now, like me being an adult, but like I changed. You was gone. Like I realized you're not my real dad. Like, you know. So it was always a conflict. Like, and he would abuse my mother. Mind you, I'm 15. Like, you're not gonna touch my mother. Like we got about 5 guns on this block, 3 guns. Like, I'm literally like the first time I ever wanted to kill somebody, like literally like was him. And I remember the last fight, like me and him used to get it on, like real fight, the last fight. We got into a big brawl, like he punched me in my eye, blacked my eye, like, and I was so hurt because through that whole thing, I felt like my mother was choosing him. And that was the first time I ever told my mother I hate her. And to this day, it hurts me. Like, that's the first and last time, actually, I ever told my mother hate me because I see her choose a man over me and believe him. And it hurt me, and it hurt me. And I remember, like, praying to God, like, God, if you don't remove this guy, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. But Child Protective Service got in. They realized what happened. And they made my mother do emergency transfer to the Grace Smith house, like, upstate. But I knew that my mother wouldn't be able to cut this dude off if something like supernatural didn't happen. Like, literally, I used to pray, like, please remove this guy out of my mother's life. Like, literally a week, 2 weeks after, he gets knocked by DEA for a crime he did when he was 18. And the dude, this is how God works. It was the last week of the statute of limitation for the crime. He wound up getting 52 years. And then I didn't think of it like God, like shift and move, but now that I'm older, I realized he answered my prayers. Because I knew this dude was evil and I knew he wasn't right for my mother, but when you in love, like you don't look at all the flaws, you just look at the good. And he was a dude who would take care of my mother and like give her everything she wanted, jewelry, so I understood why she fell in love now that's being adult. But then I was like, yo, I ain't want no parts, but first time I prayed and like it happened, but I didn't realize that until like keep it real with y'all like last week, like last week. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm being transparent. Like 4 weeks ago, I quit smoking weed. I got on my knees and prayed to God. I said, God, please take this addiction off me. Like please, please. I know you want to do more in my life. I know you want to use me. And like the next day, I had no needs and wants for drugs. Like it was like instantly gone. But since I stopped smoking, I've been having these traumatic dreams. It's like my vision is not clouded no more from the drugs. Like it's just been clear. Like I'm dreaming of all the bad things that happened to me. And that's what made me realize like God answered my prayers then. So through all these dreams, it's like good and bad. He's showing me like all the times he was with me, all the times he saved me, like these last 4 weeks. Like I've been telling everybody, I'm going through a midlife crisis, like, cause I just like everything. Like from 3 weeks ago, I had a dream that one of my exes died, and this girl done helped me with everything. Gave me bread, like to get on my feet. And the last conversation, she gave me bread and I cut her off. I was on some evil, narcissistic, cut her off, ran off with the money. And I had a dream that something bad happened to her, and God was just putting in my spirit, call her, call her, call her. I called her, and I was just confessing, like, yo, I'm sorry, I gave my life to Christ. Like, I pray you forgive me, just like telling her, like, and like she started like getting emotional, like, and I could feel like she forgave me. Then I just Apple paid her all the money, like, you know, that I took from her, and she was like, oh, thank you. I needed that. Like, she was telling me how she was going through Crohn's disease, like, and it was like God just used my dreams to talk to me and show me all the bad things that I did and that it's not too late to fix it. And I say that to tell people, like, you know, it's never too late to do the right thing. I know I'm going like left and right, but this is just how like the last couple weeks been, like. So I'm on cloud nine, like, oh, I'm feeling so good, I'm getting so good. Then I get a call from a family member like, oh, yo, we just found out one of your family members is a drug addict, and mind you, this is like one of my favorite family members. Like, I find out, and it's like, and I'm crying, like, I didn't ask God why, because I know God don't make mistakes. This is me now. Old me would have been like, why God, why me? But I'm trying to figure out, like not ask him why or try to figure out what's the reasoning for this. Then it just came up to me, like, I want you to feel how you made all these families felt all these years. So all my life, I'd have destroyed families. I'd have sold drugs to my friends' moms, my friends' cousins. Like, I didn't care. Like, it was always money because my family didn't have money. I needed to provide. I had bills. I'm helping my mom with rent since I was 15. Like, to this day, I'm still helping my mother. But, like, I always was like a narcissist when it came to, like, drugs and taking care of the family. Like, anybody could go under the boat. Like, so how he revealed to me, like, that feeling that I caused people was, like, such a spiritual moment, because I felt like it was like my last test to, like, all right, you ready to tell your testimony? And that's what got me here. So I feel like nowadays we put money before God. That's why I call this testimony, because before I put God first, it was always money, 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 and nothing would last. I never get over the hump. It'll come and go. It was like a roller coaster. Then when I finally, like, put people before money, put relationships, put God, he gave me everything I ever wanted. Like, literally, instantly. And this is how I found God. I get a call from my friend BD. Mind you, I got a record label in New York City. We going back and forth, front and back. I'm gonna just tell you, now we gonna get to how I found God. This is where it get good. I get a call from my man BD. I got a record label in New York City. I manage like 4 artists. I brought a camera to shoot videos for them. So I used to hate when people called me a cameraman, director. I used to be like, I ain't no cameraman. I'm a gangster. Like, I'm a drug dealer. Like, I ain't no cameraman. Like, stop playing with me. Like, I never wanted to be this. Like, never. Never. But God don't let nothing you go through go to waste. And he builds you up. Like, he built me up for this testimony. Like, he got me all these cameras to advance his kingdom. But I'm going too far. So he called me like, yo, my man Don Q need a music video. I'm like, Don Q? Hey, Boogie in him? He like, yeah, bro, he liked the video you just did. Like, he wants you to come to Atlanta. Mind you, this Super Bowl weekend 5 years ago. I'm like, bet. Like, let me just go see what it's about. Mind you, I got like 200 grams of coke in this spot, 10 pounds of weed in this spot. I got 300 E-pills. Like, I was a big-time drug dealer. Like, literally, you ask anybody, Google money making big, you'll see, like, it's years of music, flexing. That was me. I never been a slouch, but I'm like, bet, let me give this a try. But little did I know it was God's calling for me to come to Atlanta. So I get to Atlanta, I shoot the video. This dude like, yo, you fire. Yo, you fire. I'm like, me? I'm fire. Like, you like this video? And it like built a confidence in me, like, oh, all right, these dudes is signed to Atlantic Records. It's me and my man Lens, BD cousin. We shot it together, did it, everything. He's still with me today. He behind the lens right now. My lawyer was Fred, He, I'm like, yo, Lens, I didn't know nothing. Lens, he was the brainiac. He's taught me how to color grade, YouTube. I didn't know nothing. I was just, had the money, brought the best camera, and we was getting it popping. So I'm like, yo, Lens, like, this might be, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay for like a week. See where it's going. We do another video. These dudes is like, nah, you need to move. Nah, you need to come down here. Like I told you, I got mad drugs in New York City that I got to get off. And this how I know God was working, because usually I like man everything, but now that I was gone, I'm sending people like, oh, get this, but everybody's messing up. It's like no one's bringing the money back. It was just like L, to the point where I had nothing, but I'm still in Atlanta. But it's like I don't know what was in me, because I didn't know God then. But I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. Like, it's something in me that was just tired of that life. And I'm like, let me just get this a try. And it just so happened my man texted like, yo, I got an extra bedroom, $600 a month. I'm like, $600? That's it? I gave him like, I bet. I'm gonna give Atlanta a try. I had one camera in a duffel bag, literally. One lens. I ain't know nothing about this. Just lens showed me YouTube and it just like put me down a rabbit hole, just learning. So, mind you, we doing these videos for free. We ain't making money off these videos. Like, I'm just keeping it honest. We ain't making $1, but we getting exposure. And I'm seeing other people want to book me, but I'm used to a certain lifestyle. Like, so even if I'm getting $500 videos, it's still not giving me what I need. Like, they money making bigs. Like, I'm no spend $5,000 in the club on a regular night. So I just didn't. It just never worked. So I got around like certain dudes I knew in the city that was out here, and they scamming, they doing all these, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, what's scamming? I've been standing on the corner doing footwork all my years. Like, you telling me you just made 10,000? So he like, yeah, yo, this how the process. We buy the IDs from here, we do this, we do that, and then we get to play. So me, I always was the dude that thought like, all right, if I could be the guy that they buy this from, I ain't gotta play the field. So I did my research, my man put me on, we buy like a $5,000 printer, a ID machine. And it's crazy, I'm talking about this now because people like try to talk me out of like talking about this, but I believe in like being honest with my testimony and being truthful because it could save somebody. So I'm not worried about what could come after. I'm not worried because I believe in Christ and Christ don't make no mistakes. So I buys the printer. Mind you, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, to my family, they think, oh, I'm making all this money on videos because now, like, I'm putting a persona that I changed. Like, but little they know I'm making odds, printing, whatever. So years go by, I'm like year 2 in Atlanta, everything going good. My girlfriend at the time, Ayushi, we get like this penthouse crib on Piedmont, top floor, corner view. And the rent is higher than I ever paid. So I'm like, all right, I know I got the videos, I can make odds when I need money. Let me go find a job, like just something in like this production realm that could like give me guaranteed money. So I could like stop, because I was getting tired of doing that and it was a cycle. So I'm like, I applied for 40 production jobs. 40, literally just because I'm like, I gotta pay rent. Rent is high, let me get something guaranteed. So I could stack this scam and this video money. So that I could pay my rent. No one called me but one job, and it was Mount Carmel Baptist Church. And it's crazy how God works. Like, here I'm looking to find some way to make money, and he sent them to bring me closer to God. And I thank him all the time because, like, I needed it. I was so, like, I still had this emptiness in my life. Like, I had money, I got the nice crib, we living good, eating, doing what we want, but it was always, like, an emptiness. Like, I always never felt, like, complete. Like, so I go to the church. Mind you, I'm like, oh, man, I'm dealing with these old church folks. Like, because my outlook on church was always good, but I remember how the church used to judge my mom for being, like, going through what she going through. So it was always like a love-hate relationship. Like, it was never like, I just love church. Like, so I just get the job. And at first, I ain't gonna lie, sorry, y'all, I hated it. I hated it, but it was one day, one sermon that he struck to me when he was like, he was just saying, like, you only going through everything you went through because it was part of God's plan. And he was saying how the one sheep that stray away is more important than the 99 that stay holy. And my pastor he always told me, he's like, Malik, the more you stay around me, this anointing is gonna rub on you. And mind you, I'm the head editor, sitting with him, going over the sermons, like every day. He's just sitting next to me. It's like one-on-one every day. At first, I was so annoyed because he was like such a micro, not a, what is it called when you, a micromanager. He was a micromanager, like he wanted, but I understood it now. He wanted it the way he wanted. But then I never worked like that, so I was just so resistant of it, so resistant. Then he just said he did a sermon about like the one sheep that stay away from the 99. And I'm on the camera and I'm like, yo, like, he talking about me. Mind you, this dude don't know nothing about me. They don't know that I was a Crip. They don't know nothing about me. They just open welcome arms. But he knew I was real. He knew I was real and he could trust me. So he, like, when I started as a camera op. He made them teach me live streaming. He made them teach me how to do live production. He made me teach them how to do the mixer board till I became the church administrator. Like, I'm looking over all the older people that I looked up to. You know, it was a little riffs, but like, it's crazy how God, like, he saw the greatness in me that I didn't see. And I'm like, yo, why is this dude keep raising me up? Like, why he making these people keep teaching me? I never understood it to that sermon. He did that sermon. I literally, then at the end of the sermon, he was like, anybody want to join the church? It was like something in me was like, go. I got from behind the camera and went. He like, oh, but Lee, ain't nobody ever do that. Like, it was just like the spirit of the Lord was just like, go. Like, it's time for you to learn. It's time for you to know, like, why you went through everything you went through. So I joined the church, like, and it just, like, I just was crying, like, emotional. Like, that sermon really changed my life. Like, I'm really, like, crying. Pastors, like, building me up, teaching me things that I never thought I would learn, like, bringing me places. Like, he just kept feeding me the word. Like, I'm around him every day. To the point where he wanted me to do a documentary for him. So we filmed a documentary. And mind you, I always knew, like, you know, God is, like, I knew God was real for my mother and father, but, like, being around him, I knew God was real. And learning his story, how he was from Macon, they had no running water, like, his great parents was slaves, like, it was, like, hearing and doing this documentary, that, like, really made me believe, like, yo, this dude come from nothing, and God gave him everything. When his family looked down on him for not, like, believing, like, he was the only Christian in his family, like me. So, like, I gravitated to him. So we doing a documentary, and he said, he just started talking about the one time God talked to him. Mind you, my pastor was a preacher since he was 12. He's the longest running preacher in Atlanta, 53 years straight, in a Baptist church. Got one of the biggest churches on Mount Carmel. They got 2 locations. But we doing a documentary, and he was like, I heard the voice of God, and I didn't talk back. That he just started bawling. Mind you, this dude is a powerful man. He started bawling like a baby. And he just like, where my spirit? Like, yo, God, like, God, come talk to me. Like, I want that feeling. Like, I want to cry for you. Like, I was just needing that. Like, it was just like, I want that feeling. Like, I want that feeling. Mind you, I'm still going to work, go home, making odds, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I'm going to tell you when it all stopped. I go to my cousin's wedding, and my favorite aunt is Mama. My aunt Mama, growing up, all my uncles was fiends, drug addicts, so we couldn't really learn from. My aunt Mama she was fly, Pele's, like, drip, like, she was like our uncle. We looked up to her, we wanted to be like her, everything like she was doing, but she did it legit. She worked, like, she believed in God. She worked, did everything legit. Yeah, she did her time in jail back in the day, but she learned and got her life together. So I'm at the wedding, and we talking about her son that's in jail for a shooting. And I'm like, damn, it's crazy. Xavier was doing so good. It's crazy he turned his win to a loss. And I'm putting a facade to my family that all my success in Atlanta is legit. Because now I'm working in the church. I'm posting the church. I'm posting celebrities doing videos. They think it, but little do they know, I'm still praying eyes, buying pounds, middleman and shit, like making it look good. People they ain't really know. And I was the type of person that never posted or showed people that unless you needed that. Like, I wasn't a flex and put it in your face. So she like, yeah, they need to be like you. She's like, don't turn their win to the losses. Don't turn your win to your losses. Don't turn your win to your losses. She kept saying that. And she stopped the wedding, like the reception, and said it on the mic. It was like, the next generation, I need to know, don't turn your wins to losses. When God bless you, you got to step in and go. Like, you can't look back to your old life. And that was my biggest thing. Like, I always look back to my old life because I made so much money. Like, it was like I had everything I wanted. So fast forward a couple months later, I get a call that my aunt died. We don't know how. Mind you, this is my favorite aunt. My favorite, I'm balling. I got this printer in front of me. I spent like $1,100 to get work. So I'm about to use this printer to make money because I knew my family needed money for the funeral. They needed like $1,500, $2,000, right? I knew they needed money. So I'm on this printer, like trying to print the eyes. It's just printing black, 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 black. It's to the point I never cried for money. I ain't never. But I knew how important this moment was. And like talking about it, it get me emotional because like God really showed up, yo. He showed up with this printer, like I'm telling you, like, so it's printing black, it's printing black, it's printing black, printing black. And I'm crying like, God, why, like, why? I'm just crying like, they need this money. Every funeral in my family, I paid for over 6 funerals. Like, this is what type of man I was. When something happened, yo, call Malik. He got the racks. He gonna put up. I don't care who died. We gonna put it up. From my cousin Will to my cousin Mooka, every person in my family that died, I put bread up. So it just hurt me like, damn, my favorite aunt, I ain't got the money to pay for the whole thing. And like traumatized, I'm crying to the Lord, like, why? Like, I brought the work, just let me print these eyes. It's just printing black, 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 black. Mind you, I got all this production stuff in this closet, but I'm only using it for my artists. I ain't even thinking it could make me money. I'm not even, so a rapper called random. That day, I'm sitting on the couch, like I even called, yo, my friends told me I was bugging because you never call the people who make the ID printer because it's illegal what we doing. I called them to troubleshoot it. Like, that's how much I ain't care. I needed the money. Like, I'm not, like, no, it's my favorite aunt. How the heck I pay for all these people that when my favorite aunt passed, I don't even got it to help. So I get a call from Runway Rich, I'll never forget it. He don't even know this, yo. He calls me like, yo, I got a band for you. I need a video. I'm like, you got a bed? Yo, send it right now. He sends me the bed. I called my cousin and said, yo, I got bread for y'all. He was like, yo, all we need is a band. I'm like, yo, I just got that band right now. I sent it to him. Boom. Funeral paid. But mind you, I'm still about to print. Like, I still got to print. I'm trying to print the eyes. I printed like 80 IDs. They all became black. Black, 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 black. So now, next day, I gotta go to the city to like do funeral preparations and stuff. I take the printer, I'm pissed. I take the printer, bring it to my boy house, drops it off. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to New York, man. Can you try to fix this? This dude plugs his laptop up instantly and it start printing regular. Like nothing happened. Like nothing. And it was like God telling me like, yo, like, I blessed you so much and you still don't got faith that I will give you everything. I did. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. I swear I didn't. And Liz will tell you, like, we never made money off production. Like, we never, like, till this day, till I gave up that printer, dropped it off to my mans and it printed up. I told God, I said, I will never scam again. I literally told I would never do nothing illegal again. Like, you showed up, had someone call me to pay. My mother books my flight to get there. I had no money. Gave the printer. People like, yo, you ain't selling to him? No, I gave it to him. Like, I was done. I didn't want no parts because you gotta understand, I've been doing this for years and I never seen the printer print black. Like, straight black, like the color of my shirt. So I just like, yo, I'm done. This is when I learned about TD Jakes. I'm on my way to the funeral. I'm just, mind you, the printer working perfectly now. They doing their thing. So I'm on my way to the West. He like, yo, bro, that shit working? I'm like, nah, that's crazy. I'm like, yo, you can keep it, bro. I'm done. Like, I'm about to put my faith in God. I'm done. Like, my favorite aunt died. My life is shambles. Like, I'm done. He like, good looking. He like, good looking. Like, so I get on the plane and yo, the whole way I listened to TD Jakes guy's sermons on a podcast app. I literally listened to every sermon on that app. And it just gave me a peace. Like, I wasn't crying no more. I got off the plane, took the train, still listened to sermons, got to the funeral, wasn't crying. It was just a peace. It was just like a peace. Like, I was just like at peace. Like I didn't have my anxiety. Because when you're in the streets, people don't understand when you're in the streets, you be like, your anxiety is off the roof. You think people want to rob you, kill you. You think the cops is coming. You paranoid. Like, it was just like all of that was gone on my way to the funeral. And I just kept listening. And all I could hear is my aunt saying, don't turn your wind to a loss. Don't turn your wind to a loss. Don't turn your wind to a loss. And like, it was hard. I'm like, yo, I'm done. Funeral happened, beautiful funeral. Like, first funeral, I never cried because I knew where my aunt was going. Like, I knew my aunt was in heaven because she was just a good person. She took in kids. She took care of people. She done took care of us when my mom messed. Like, she was just a good person. Like, I was at such peace. I get home. I don't know how I'm going to make money. Everybody know about ministry. I'm only making $250 a week at the church. Like, that can't pay my bills. Like, that was like 1,000 of my bills that I got to hustle and do everything else to get the rest of the bills. I ain't know how, and Lens could tell right now. I mean, soon as I got back in Atlanta, I got a call that, oh, Raphael Warnock is going for senator. We need y'all to cover the election. I'm like, what? The election? I'm a 2-time felon. I'm like, what? Time out. What? I call Lens like, bro, they paying us $150 an hour, $100 an hour. Like, let's go. 12-hour days, 7 days straight. Instantly, like, racks. And I'm like, yo, what the heck? Like, all the stuff I had in this closet that I didn't think could make me brag, God turned it into a money machine. Like all the things I like looked down on, like he showed me, like, yo, I gave you everything you needed. You just didn't focus and didn't have faith. Like, when I mean that, what was that, 2.5 years ago? Ever since then, we've been like running it up, like with the production, like literally advancing. People giving me stuff that I ain't even asked for. Cameras is getting handed to me. Opportunities is getting handed to me. I'm meeting all these people that's like chosen by God to like groom me and like get to where I need to go. But that was when like I started taking my faith serious. And it's sad that it took that, but my story is my story. And I'm a firm believer that God made me do all this scam stuff so I could reach the kids now. Because if I went up to them like, yo, I sold crack, I did this, they'd be like, it's dinosaur. But I know he put me so I could really touch the kids now and tell them like, bro, that's not gonna get you where you need to go. It's gonna just be like a roller coaster. You're gonna wait for a wave, you're gonna go up the wave, be cloud nine, you're gonna spend all the money, you're gonna get on the wave. It's gonna be a roller coaster. Ever since I put God first and gave my life to God, everything lasts forever. It been constant. And don't get it wrong, I get a tax, I get that, but everything, my finances, all my provisions been solid. So that's when I always tell people I found God through LinkedIn and they laugh. Like I literally found God through a LinkedIn app, applied, and it turned to a job, and the Holy Ghost just took over my life. But I was so stubborn, like it took to losing my aunt, it took to take that one foot out and put both foot in. And God like been blessing me ever since. He put some wonderful ladies in my life, Rosanna and Pastor Bird, that's like, when you see someone give their life to God, like, and wake up, go to sleep, you feel guilty. Like, you feel guilty, like, dang, God saved me from a lot, and why can't I do this? And that's what made me make testimony, like, and I'm doing this to, like, inspire people and let them know, yo, no matter what bad you do in your life, God will forgive you. And if he forgave me, like, literally forgave me, I done did the worst things to people, like things I can't talk about. Like, I done did grimy, like stuff that is no coming back from. Where I'm still trying to hit people up to forgive me, and they just won't forgive me, but I'm gonna keep trying, you know? But it's just like, it's no sin that's not worth, like, God won't forgive you from, like, but you gotta, like, give your life to him and, like, be willing to change. And it's hard. People might think, oh, it's cliche. I swear I used to think, I don't want to hear about no church, man, cliche, but I'm telling y'all, for me, money making, I don't know me bigs. It's the only real thing in life is God. Only real thing is Jesus. Jesus is king. And I never used to pray to Jesus. I swear, I never used to pray to Jesus. I used to only pray to God, like God, because I was raised, my father that's Muslim and a mom that's Christian, so it was like a clash. Oh, I shouldn't just say Jesus, I should say God. But yo, when I tell you, when I started praying to Jesus, it was like every prayer was answered. Like when I gave Jesus and started praying, Jesus, thank you. I never used to do that. I used to think it was weird, like Jesus, like because you know when you raised by certain people, you think like, oh, not because you hear from half my family Muslim, half my family Christian. So my Christian family side never like, oh, said no Muslims is wrong, but my Muslim family was more like, he's not God, he's not this, he died. Like they always like put that in me, so I always prayed to God. I never like prayed to him. But when I tell you, when I started praying to Jesus, everything I asked for worked. I asked for a work van, prayed to Jesus, got it. Didn't know how I was gonna get the work van. Went to one spot, got approved for Teslas, everything. They was like, oh, you get this? I got the work van. Mind you, I'm a 2-time felon. I never had a crib in my name. Always had to use a girl, CPN, always something illegal to get a crib. I never got a crib in my name. The first crib I got in my name is a crib I live in. I applied in it, and I prayed to Jesus. I said, Jesus, please give me this crib. Please, I need it. Me and my girl broke up. I need this. I want to do everything myself. I don't want to use nobody. I passed the background check. Like, yo, mind you, my credit was 600. No, my credit was 550 last time I checked. He was like, the credit, you need to be over 625. Mind you, I ain't checked my credit in years. I passed the credit check. I'm like, wait, I was scared. I'm like, I'm not going to pass. I passed the background check. I'm like, oh, all right. Oh, I know I'm going to fail the credit check. Like, there's no way. He said, oh, you passed everything? You can move in next week. I went on experience so fast, I looked, my credit was a 780. I didn't do nothing. I didn't pay nobody. I didn't do nothing. Nothing. It's like when your time is your time, God will give you everything. You just got to have faith. And I literally had blind faith. Like literally. But that's like how I became a Christian and like how I gave my life to God. Like it was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Then it was like fully out. But like I said, 4 weeks ago, I started smoking, and it made me realize when you smoke weed, your dreams is clouded. I'm just letting y'all know, like, and I smoked weed for 17 years of my life. Like, I know some people watching, like, nah, Malik, oh my God, he's such. I'm telling you, all this is facts. 17 years of my life, my dreams was clouded. I never remember my dreams. I always woke up and didn't know. Ever since I stopped, I've been dreaming about God, the universe, my sins. It's like scary sometimes. Like I'll be scared like, damn, I'm about to go smoke a blunt. Like, I can't do this, Lord. You showed me all the bad things I did. But I know it's a part of his plan. But I say that to say this, because I remember I had a dream the other day, and it was like, when I got knocked by the feds, I got caught with 15 pounds of weed by the DEA. Me and my Cody Daytwan, who's in jail right now. We got knocked by DEA. And I remember being in a cell, and I didn't realize like I had a fight with God then until like recently, because it was in my dream. And I had like $120,000. Like I had a plan like to get my mom this nice house, like, and God, like everything crashed. The feds came, took everything. So I'm in the cell, I'm cursing God, like, God, why could you do this to me? Like, you know my heart. I stopped selling coke, it's just weed. Like, why are you taking everything away? Isn't this good? Like, this is before the laws in New York changed. This is when DA used to be in post offices, so when you get a pack from LA, they follow you. So they follow me and let me grab all my packs. They caught me. So I'm in cell pleading with God, like cursing God, like. But little do I know now, he saved me for something, because another kid that I know that was doing the same thing got robbed and killed. He never got, and I was like, yo, this dude never got caught, he lucky. And he reached the height where I wanted to go, and somebody robbed and killed him. So looking at it now, I know God saved me from reaching that height because he knew it wasn't me. Like, and don't get it twisted, like, even after that, I got out of jail. Oh, wait, time out. This is another, during this time, this is how you know, it's another thing that came in my dream. God, we at court, right, for this Fed case. Everybody think I'm going to prison. Everybody. And I was telling Rosanna that earlier, and I just remember everyone is expecting me to go to prison. The judge, the DA, the lawyer. I didn't talk to my lawyer my whole time fighting this case. He was just ignoring me like I don't know what it was. He was ignoring me. And the first time I go to court, they give me a plea. The dude's like felony in 5. The DA and him agreed to felony in 5. Felony in 5 mean I get a felony and get 5 years probation. I don't gotta go to prison. And little did I thought my lawyer did such a good job to get that because I just told him I don't want to go to prison. I'll take the felony. I don't care about a felony. The judge came and said, is today his birthday? This is a federal case. Why y'all giving him this? Why y'all giving him such grace? And little did I know, me thinking then, oh, it was my lawyer. He the gold. He got me out. But now that I'm a Christian, I realized it was God who saved me, like, from going to prison. Like, and it's to the point when I went back home, people thought I was a rat because I ain't go to prison. And like, yo, Big's a rat. Yo, he told on somebody. Like, man, I ain't telling nobody. My best friend is the plug. He chilling in the house. I took the L. But like, and it made me remember like the favor he had on my life way before I came to Atlanta. Like I thought it started when my aunt died. But when you smoke and do drugs, it clouds you of realizing the blessings that God gives you and how he been with you all along. From the fire when I was young, to the gun in my face, to people in my crib. They ran in my crib with me and my man Just, tried to tie us up because they wanted to get me. They wanted to rob me. Before I got locked with the feds, they tried to tie me and Just up. Good thing my friend fought them off and ran out the house. All I hear is 7 shots. Boop, 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 boop. I thought they killed my best friend. But God had us covered. No shot hit him. And from him fighting and breaking off, the dudes ran out the house and left. These dudes had rope, mask. They was there to get everything. They was real robbers. Like, but I say that to say this, like, God, like, he will be with you through your whole journey, even when it's bad, when it's ugly, when you don't think you deserve it. Like, I went through a survivor's remorse, like, why me? Like, God, why are you choosing me? Then I started reading the Bible and I realized all the prophets was just like me. Like, he didn't choose the holiest of holiest. He didn't choose people that wasn't flawed. Like, how would you know if God is real if he picked all perfect people? And this is why we here today with testimony to show y'all, yo, like, it's never too late to get your life to Christ, man. It's never too late. Like, God will give you everything you need. And I'm a testament and proof, like, look at me, like, y'all know me. If whoever know me, man. For me to get up and even do something like this is, like, not my character, like. But, like, when God put it in your spirit and put the right people around you, you feel guilty for not giving him praise. And I just told my team, I'm like, yo, I don't care about no script. I don't care about no movie we supposed to do. I don't care about none of that. I'm focused on advancing the kingdom of God. That's all I'm focused on. Helping people that want to advance. It's not about money. People are currency. Like, if we die right now, how would God view you? Like, he think he care if you got a Lamborghini or $1 million house? No. He gonna look at how many people you brought to me. How many people you saved? How many people you helped? How many people you fed? And ever since then, I've been feeding the homeless. I've been passionate about things that, if you told me 5 years ago, yo, Malik, you'll be a Christian in church every Sunday, feeding the homeless, working with all these powerful women in ministry, I'd have been like, man, no way, like, no way. But God will use everything you've been through and will let nothing go to waste. Nothing. For me standing on that corner hustling crack, I use the same hustle to get bookings. The same go-getter mentality. I know a million people that's better than me at this, but it's certain tools that he put in me that put me further than the rest. Like, so, like, if you got a story, like, of you giving yourself life to God, like, and want to be a part of this, I'm doing this trying to do 3 episodes a month. Like, literally, like, testimony, give your life to God, show how God showed up in your life. Like, you come here, all course is free. If we got to fly you out, let me know. Because this next chapter of my life is dedicated to God and God only. Like, because I know the miracles he could do. And I know the blessings that come with advancing his kingdom. And what made me so passionate about it is my man DJ called me. He came out of jail. He like, yo, Malik, I became a Christian. I'm like, word, what happened? Like, how you became a Christian? He said, I saw a show called Chosen, And I just started crying. He said, and I just repented to God and gave my life to Christ in jail. And I'm thinking, oh, that's why God gave me these cameras. To do stories, to change people's lives, to make them come closer to him. He didn't give me these cameras to make no movies about cliche hood, none of that. He didn't bless me to fall in line like everybody else. Like, so if you have a story or anything, like you want to give your testimony to God, hit me up at evofilms@gmail.com, and I'm willing to tell that story because I know all our testimony, I don't care how small you think it is, it could affect someone and change someone's life because there's millions of you out there that got the same human experience and want to hear how you managed to get through it. I know I was rambling back and forth about different things, you know, through the timelines. I was just going back and forth, but that's what happens when, like, the Holy Ghost is on you. Like, you just go. Like, even like talking now, like, I would have never thought I could do this. Akoro said earlier, like, I don't know how I would do this. Like, I ain't never do nothing like this. Like, but I did it, and it feels so good knowing that I know this is going to change people's lives because it's kids in my hood that's killing each other right now. Like, it's kids I know that's doing life. Like, it's kids I know that's right now gun on the block that I know. And if you watching this, you know, just give God a try. We done tried everything. We done tried to scam. We done tried to hustle. Like, literally, just give your all. Give him a try. And you won't have no regrets. You won't have no regrets. I swear, you won't have no regrets. I know the testimony was a mouthful, and I pray that this message help y'all, like, to get through and to get to God. But if you want to accept God as your Lord and Savior, you must confess your sins to him, and you must give your life to him. There's no sin that's not worth coming back from. I'm telling you, he loves us. You just got to accept him as your Lord and Savior and put Christ first. Because Jesus is king, and he's the only way to the kingdom. And you have to believe that to get to the kingdom. I believe that. And the feeling I have right now, that the emptiness that I had, like I pray everyone have this feeling just one time in their life, because I used to think I needed a crowd. I used to think I needed friends. Like when I accepted Jesus in my life and really I'd be in the house lonely and happy. Like I'd be in the house just praising him. Like I don't need a soul around. And if you know me, you know I'm from a block where there's 100 people outside. Lens was just with me outside. They all couldn't believe, like, oh, you a Christian? Like, you don't smoke weed? Like, they was just shocked. Like, this ain't the bigs I know. But when you accept God and confess to your sins and put him first, what KG said, anything is possible. And I'm out on that note, man. I love y'all. And may God be with y'all through every step. Have a blessed one.